What if all the Genshin Impact characters had a battle royale in a arena? Part 2, make sure to watch the part 1 first, before this video. The story continues, as Kokomi's alliance encounter Lisa, who seem to be just sleeping inside a cave. They think this will be a very easy elimination, and Ayaka sneakily goes to her, preparing to use her sword, but then Kazuha feels danger from the wind, and tries to warn them, but it's too late, and Child suddenly dashes towards their direction, and slashes Ayaka with just one hit, eliminating her. Child goes after Kokomi, but Kazuha blocks his attack, and tells Baido and Kokomi to run away. They disagree, saying they will never leave a comrade behind, and the three of them fight Child together. Meanwhile, Mona and Rosaria meet up, and they agree to work together and eliminate Albedo. Mona leaves Clee alone in her base, while her and Rosaria attack Albedo. She gets very bored, and plays with random astrological items that Mona recently stole, and then she starts experimenting on making new bomb designs. She gets very busy, and didn't notice Chongyun attacking her. He still wants revenge for what happened to Singjo. He does a strong slash that sends waves, and it greatly damages her, but it also accidentally hits the bombs, activating all of them. The room then suddenly explodes, ruining the entire place, and Chongyun gets eliminated from the very strong explosion. She calls for Mona, but Shinha appears instead, and she is not very happy for what happened to her nephew, and she finished her off, and eliminates her. Although, she really didn't enjoy what she did. Now back to Child and Kokomi fighting. Due to the loud noises, Lisa wakes up from her sleep, and is very angry at the disturbance. Seeing as how they are fighting, and has no plan of stopping making loud noises, she gets very irritated, and starts unleashing her very strong electro powers. The sky started to turn purple, and thousands of lightning came towards their direction. Kazuha and Child manages to dodge the attack, and Baido absorbed most of the electro power from their sword, but Kokomi gets hit directly, and even her healing wasn't enough to stop the damage, and she gets eliminated. With her last strength, she heals Baido and Kazuha, then tells them to win. The two of them run away, and Lisa leaves them alone, not finding it useful to chase them, but Child doesn't give up, and really wants to eliminate them. Baido and Kazuha eventually get separated, and Child chooses to follow Kazuha. He no longer has a choice, and is forced to stop running and attack. He fought really well against him, even making Child have to use his delusion, but he eventually gets defeated, and Child wins. Jean was just healing injured people, and just resting the entire time, not wanting to fight anyone, unless someone attacks them first. Jean goes around the area, looking for more fruits, when suddenly Eula approaches her wanting to fight. Diluc also appears, who was just wandering around, and Eula wants the three of them to have a fair and even duel. Jean really doesn't want to, but she gets convinced, after Diluc says that we should at least prove our strength to the Archons, instead of just waiting to be eliminated the entire time. The three of them prepare to fight, and their duel begins. Diluc prepares to use his elemental burst, but before he can, Jean uses her animal powers, and yeets him far away and canceling his burst. But while Jean was distracted, Eula had already used her elemental burst, and with just one strong strike, it badly injured Jean, and then Eula finished her off. Lisa then suddenly appears, and sees the entire thing happen, not understanding that it was a fair duel between them, and being filled with rage, summons thousands of lightning towards Eula's direction, and she easily defeats her, eliminating Eula. Even the Raiden Shogun, who was watching them, was impressed. When Diluc came back, he just quietly left the area, not wanting to mess with Lisa. Meanwhile, Rosaria and Mona have cornered Albedo, and planning to eliminate him. Albedo laughs, saying that they were too late, and when Rosaria slashes him, he turns out to be fake, and a Primogeava Shap started to emerge from his body. Albedo's plan is now put into action. He reveals that the entire time, he was drawing and using the alchemy art called Chemia, which allows for the creation of life itself. With the alchemy art, he made thousands of mutated geoviships, hundreds of mutated pyro and cryoregis vine, and a bunch of other dangerous organisms, like dragons and crystal flies. That is the goal of defeating the other competitors of the Battle Royale. He spread the monsters all around the map, and the first victim of his plan, Rosaria and Mona, after they got defeated by the Geo Bishop, and couldn't teleport out, because Albedo purposely was in a very heated area, making the water used to teleport evaporate instantly when used, and making the teleportation fail. Kaya wants to fight Diluc, thinking it would be a very poetic ending for them. Diluc disagrees at first, but accepts the offer, after Kaya teases him. They fight, and seem to have pretty identical strength, with both exchanging strong hits. In the end, Kaya ends up as the victorious winner, and Diluc gets eliminated. The monsters created by Albedo appear around the map, and due to their strength and numbers, almost all the vision holders couldn't survive the attack. Chi-Chi gets hit by a pyroregis vine, and due to its very strong heat, she gets eliminated. Kaya gets attacked by a giant crystal fly, and he tried his best to escape, but it was too fast and strong. Lisa gets attacked by Geoviships, and summons very strong thunders that destroys most of them, and is very familiar about their creation. Eventually though, Lisa runs out of energy, and can no longer keep up with their strength, and she gets eliminated. Bido gets attacked by a cryoregis vine, and just like the others, couldn't escape. The only people who managed to survive Albedo's attack is Child, although he had to transform into his foul legacy form, Shenhe, but had to take off her red ropes, and Ganyu, but had to miss her afternoon nap. So now it is the final four, between Ganyu, Child, Shenhe, and Albedo. Shenhe sees Ganyu shooting down the monsters, and decides to attack her. Ganyu and Shenhe start fighting, and she gets a bit shocked that she took off her red ropes. She tries to fight Ganyu in close range, but she is not allowing it. Suddenly a cryo avatar appears behind her, preparing to attack. She gets it, and is damaged, but thanks to her Qilin blood, she manages to regain some health, and have increased survivability. She also realizes that she can use her flower twins to trick the cryo avatars. The two of them fight for a pretty long time, and it stopped being a test of strength, but instead, a test on how durable they were. Shenhe continues to get more weak and injured. Meanwhile Ganyu just keeps regaining health. Eventually Shenhe gets too tired, and she finishes her off with a charged shot. Shenhe is more stronger, but Ganyu has more experience, and can adapt much better with the environment, also because most people in my community post said that Ganyu would win. Meanwhile, Child sees where the monsters are coming from, and notices that Albedo is creating it. He goes after him to stop the monsters, but he makes a wall that blocks his attack. Child easily passes through the wall, and slashes through Albedo. Ganyu also appears in their area, wanting to do the same thing. The Albedo that was slashed was a fake, and the actual real one uses his backup drawings, and makes more monsters. Child only has little time left for his foul legacy form, and summons a giant whale, with the purpose of eliminating them both. Ganyu uses her cryo powers, and freezes the entire whale, and destroys his attack. Both her and Child try to defeat the strong mutated monsters, but they soon get outnumbered, and Child can no longer maintain his foul legacy form, and transforms back to his original. He then soon gets eliminated. After some time pass, Ganyu starts running out of her adeptal powers, and can no longer keep up with the creatures. She can no longer sense her surroundings, and that is when Albedo finally uses his Geo Vision to cast a wave of Geo that directly hits Ganyu. She gets eliminated, and Albedo ends up as the winner, but is this really his victory? Actually this story might be false, because we don't know the level of knowledge Albedo has with the art of Chemia. In the Genshin Impact Wiki, it is stated that Albedo does know Chemia, so he can make life forms, but we don't know if he has the same level of power that I portrayed him to have in this video. Maybe he can only make simple life forms, like normal crystal flies and birds. There is just not enough information. Also, this was a suggestion from this comment, so thank you for the knowledge. But if Albedo cannot make those advanced life forms like I portrayed him to have, I think Child, Gunyu, or Shenhe will win. As the game finishes, the Archons stop the simulation and returns all the vision holders back to life. The Archons will now judge their performance on the Battle Royale, and they will see on who deserves to keep their vision. They weren't just examining on strength and skill, but also about how determined, kind, selfless, and adaptable they were. The Archons finished their evaluation, and luckily, all the vision holders passed the test, and everyone gets to keep their vision. The end. Now, like always, don't take this too seriously, because this is all just for fun. Also go follow me on Twitter, if you want, because I now have one. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all for 10,000 subscribers. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and like. Bye.